Well, certainly in talking about Pakistan, what I'm hoping is that people will take a look at Pakistan in the future rather than dwelling on the past, which will inform us. Post-2014, there are some opportunities to deal with Pakistan in a different way. And by that, I mean, we have worked with Pakistan closely on counterterrorism. We've worked with Pakistan on nuclear issues, things of that sort that are really important to us. But the last few years of our relationship have not been very easy. I'd like to think that in the post-2014 period, as the American troops in Afghanistan are leaving, that we can maybe build a different kind of relationship with Pakistan based on some other elements of the relationship, so-called soft power, that we can build better understanding with them, try to figure out what we have in common while not compromising our vital national interests. Sure. I mean, this was much as you saw in the movies. It was a very exciting time and a very important time. One of the things that was difficult for us was that we realized that even though it was very important to do this without telling the Pakistani government, there was a price to be paid. And that meant that the Pakistanis were upset by what happened. And it helped, it contributed to some very rocky times in our bilateral relationship. That said, the raid against bin Laden was a very necessary thing. I think something that was had to be done, and if we had the same choice, I think we'd do it again. What we had to do at the embassy after the raid was to make sure that it was understood that despite the fact that this had happened, that we still wanted to work with Pakistan on matters of mutual benefit, fighting against the jihadis, against the militants there, fighting for Pakistan's stability. But it made it tougher. So it was a very difficult time, but a time that was very exhilarating because we got the guy who was the #1 terrorist in the world. Certainly it will impact the world stage. We'll have a new relationship with the leadership of Russia. I think that, frankly, the president of Russia has made a big mistake. I think that if he wanted the Eurasian Union to become a beacon or a challenge to the European Union, an alternative to the European Union, he has just proven that he's not going to be able to do that. In my opinion, it's a mistake for the Russians to refer to the democracy movement in Ukraine as a group of fascists. I mean, for God's sake, the Ukrainians know what it's like to suffer at the hands of the fascists, and I think that's just unconscionable to do that. But more importantly, I think what President Putin has done is he's sacrificed the idea that his Eurasian Union could be attractive to other people. And so I think that even though this is a very dangerous time, and we have to be very careful to stand up for what we think is important and to avoid an incident, I think the big loser is going to be President Putin.